in Fuji Creek in the turtle plant. My family was disenfranchised from the Women's Reserve roughly 100 years ago. I don't really know. My family is very ashamed to be Indian. Out of all 11 children, I'm the only one that's traditional. The rest are Catholic, and I'm the only one that's very proud to be a descendant of the Chief. I'm currently walking across Canada to bring awareness to lateral violence in our Aboriginal communities. Lateral violence is when a group of oppressed people, like us, can't overthrow our oppressors, and so we start fighting each other to take on the role of the oppressor. So lateral violence can look like bullying, ostracizing, withholding spiritual knowledge, withholding knowledge, sabotaging each other. So lateral violence is a huge problem because it's emotional abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. So this is like a learned behavior. So a lot of people in the communities have gone to residential school. And I would say all Aboriginal people are affected by residential school because a lot of people were hurt in those schools, and as they went out into the community, they learned these behaviors when they were children, not from their parents, but from the institutions they were forced to go to. They started hurting each other. Because hurt people hurt people. So with the walk that I'm doing is called Miyo-wîcêhtowin. It means bringing or living together in harmony. Because I want all of us Aboriginal people, regardless of what quantum, to love one another, like the way the old ones did. So 500 years ago, if someone like me who's part of Sakimay or Cree, there would be no doubt in anyone's mind that I am their sister or their cousin. They wouldn't have told me that I was less Indian than them or less important. Unfortunately, because of colonization, and colonization is ongoing, it's not over. Like as we sit here and listen to each other speak, colonization is happening. So it's not over, it's not something that we can get over and forget about. Like John Trudeau said that war against the Indian has never been declared over. And he's right, they're warring with us. Unfortunately, we're warring with each other. So growing up in Alberta, my parents spoke Cree in the home, and they moved us away from the community because they wanted us to be like white people. And so my family, we were the only white kid or part of the grade of Indian kids in the high school. And the teachers would tell me I was dirty Indian. In grade 6, the neighboring reserve was Sakimay when we took this field trip. And I thought, great, I'm going to be friends with other Cree people. But the little Cree kids in the classroom were ignoring me and they wouldn't talk to me, and I was confused because I thought, well, I'm an Indian, they're an Indian, why are they not talking to me? So in high school, I thought, good, the kids from Miyo-wîcêhtowin are tracked into high school there, and I thought, you know what, I get to make friends that they're more older, maybe they'll accept me. And I said in Cree, what's Miyo? Why is this white girl talking to me? And I was like, no, I'm Cree like you. So I was ostracized and rejected. But when I went to Edmonton, I thought, good, it's Edmonton's bigger city, lots of people, lots of Cree, I'll be able to make friends. The first week I was there, this lady said to me, as I spoke to her, because she's Cree, and I was like, oh, I'm Cree like you, and I'm trying to make some kind of conversation with her, and she told me that, again, like, oh, so, you're not Cree, you're a white woman, stop talking to me, and I was trying to make her understand that I was the same like her. But she pulled a knife out of me and said, if I continue talking to her, she would stab me. So unfortunately, as I grew up, got older, I wasn't quite accepted by my own community. And then as I shared my stories with other people, I found out my experience is not unique. It's very common, actually. So if someone's adopted off reserve, they try to reject them, people tell them they're not native anymore. which isn't true. Your blood content just doesn't evaporate because you no longer have this. Or someone gets education, you're told you're not naive anymore. So it's that mentality of if you put crabs in a bucket, one crab tries to get out, and the other one's pulling down. So that's what lateral violence is. And a lot of us are victims of it, and a lot of us actually perpetrate it. So what I am hoping to do with the walk is to bring awareness that our old people, we weren't like this a long time ago. Before colonization started, we were a group of people that cooperated, regardless of their quantum, regardless if we were mixed with a different group. An example of the lateral love and how our people used to live is an example of the bison. So a long time ago, the Dene would have taken care of the bison, would have got rid of the sick, would have got rid of the weak, took what they needed, and then they would push them down to us, Cree, and we would do the same. And we would push them down to the Blackfoot would push them down to the Arapaho would push them down to the Navajo, and now we would push them up to the Mohawk. And the bison would go in this huge circle around Carolina, making all of our nations, like literally hundreds of nations, take care of those bison. That's animal husbandry. The Europeans, when they first came, didn't recognize that. Nor did they recognize that we grew our own. We had natural gardens around Carolina that we all did. Not just, oh, this is great territory. No, we all had kind of like international agreements. Blackfoot could come on the territory and do what they could, make sure the gardens were okay, and making sure that others could have needs. So we all shared our food, we all shared our traditional knowledge, our spiritual knowledge. That's an example of that. Another example of how children are accepted in our communities was Crowfoot. He was actually a Blackfoot that was given to the Crows, and he lived with them for a time. There's a special thing that our people used to do. We used to train children and raise them in each other's community. When they got old enough, they were sent back home if they chose. So Crowfoot decided to go back to the Blackfoot people, and they renamed him Crowfoot because he was so wise. I was told by an elder from Sakimay that was probably, as far as she knows, that was the last exchange of children to bring peace amongst people, to bring understanding, and to bring awareness, and to create this love between, say, the Blackfoot and the Crows. So that is what our people would have done. We would create a way we would have exchanged children, to create awareness and understanding, to create lateral love. So with the Miyo-wîcêhtowin, I'm hoping to bring people back to that way of thinking. Instead of saying, oh, Isabel isn't, from the Okanese Reserve anymore. She's not Cree anymore. Let's get rid of her. No, not to have that. I mean, it's not to re-enfranchise me. It's just an example of how I want all of us people to disregard black content and go that we have a shared experience that the Dominion of Canada has oppressed us for hundreds and hundreds of years and is creating a division between us. And that's not our fault. It's not the children's fault. It's not Adam's fault or the elders' fault. It's a racist policy that's been going on for hundreds of years. So really, what we need to do is come back together as a community. And that regardless of our content, regardless of whether someone's Cree or Blackfoot or Dene, Métis or whatever, that we can come together and really love one another like the way our ancestors did at one time. So I'm carrying a vial of water from the Pacific West Coast, and when I get to Halifax, Nova Scotia, I'll pour the water into the ocean there. And Amanda's husband, Irvin, suggested that I take water from the Atlantic Coast when I go back home to Victoria for the Pacific Ocean. So I will do that. And, so I take good care of this water as best I can. I try not to get angry or sad, or if I do, I take it off and I put it in a safe place. Just because the water is alive, because it's here. some people from the West Coast have prayed with it. They get so touched and so moved when I say, here, you can touch a bit of home. Because I'm not even connected to either ocean. I feel more connected to the land here. Because as Ruben and Amanda were driving me through the valley, I was like, oh my goodness, I dreamt of this place since I was a little girl. And I'm trying not to cry. It's like, I feel like I've come home. I know we're not really back. My grandfather was born in Maple Creek. And the elders in Victoria have said to me when I moved there, they said you have to return to where the bones of your ancestors lie. And whenever I am bison, I can hear the leaves of the bison. And they say, oh, grandchild, we are so happy you've returned to us. Tell the people to return to us. I'm like, oh, you guys need to bison. It's more than just a new bison. But I just feel like, oh my goodness, this is where my family has come from. Seeing the prairie, seeing the valley. I'm actually afraid to go to Oki's Reserve and say hi. I'm related to you guys. I just came to learn tonight, so I'm feel really humbled that I was asked to speak. I was like, oh, come learn you. And then next week, I'll get to watch people speak. And I was like, oh, I'll see the speakers speak, and I'll learn how to be a better leader. And so I was not expecting. I was on Facebook at the end back, like, oh my goodness, I got asked to speak, and I'll tell you how it goes. So I wasn't expecting to speak tonight, but I felt really, my heart, I have all this heat coming out of me. That's a good thing. I wasn't expecting to be healed tonight, but that's happening as well. But I just feel really happy to have given this chance to speak. And please look up the walk, Miyo-wîcêhtowin.